it's no secret. It's plain to see. I love you, and you love me. It's no secret. You know it's true. You love me. I love you. The only time we seem to meet is in the middle of the night. Only then can I feel your heartbeat. Till something's not right. Together I see you and me, always and all time. But not everyone would agree. To them it's a crime. It's no secret. It's plain to see. Yes, I love you, and you love me. And it's no secret. You know it's true. You love me. Yes, I love you.
Well, good morning, everybody. Man, it's been a long time since I've been in here with you guys. I had planned on a big comeback last week, and well, the sickness caught me. Man, I was out. Everybody's been getting sick lately. It's been just kind of going around. I guess it's the universe kind of kicking this one last one before the holidays or something. I hope you guys have been doing fantastic. And you know, this week I'm going to be talking a lot about, well, one, the holidays, but what those holidays bring about. I had a special show that was planned actually for last weekend that was going to be on Saturday, and we had to cancel that as well. So we'll be bringing that back. I'm going to have my guest Alex King to be joining me. We're going to be kind of diving into a lot of the underbelly of what the holidays kind of do for us. What do they do psychologically? What do they do physically? How do we actually bring about that place where we can enjoy, where we can embrace, or where we can just turn around and find that healthy dynamic of how to get through those holidays. Now, today I'm going to be sharing some tips with you that hopefully you can take with you while you're preparing your trips, preparing all of the hustle bustle, all of those things. But what is it to you? Now, I talk to a lot of people who they're looking forward to just getting past it. Don't really care about it. Not looking forward to it. Let's just move on, get through it the best we can. That's a lot of times you have to think what brought us to that point. What brings us to that place where we dread it. A lot of times it's going to the 9,000 different places that a lot of people have to go to. There's so many couples and families now that they're coming out, they're in a divorce situation, or just in general, when you brought two families together, you got to go to both sides, you got to go, visit everybody. And it becomes an obligation. That's when we want to sit back and really look. Are we obligated? And a lot of people say, yeah, of course I am. I have to go to Aunt Jenny's house. I've got to go see all these big. But but when you look at the word obligation, I am obligated to go. That's when we want to kind of shift things. I don't want to go because I'm just obligated to go. Because when you're just obligated, there's that underlying tone of negativity there, and then we kind of carry that. We can be stressed about the thing that we're obligated to go do because we're not doing it because I want to do it. I'm looking forward to doing it rather than I have to do it. I'm obligated. That word obligation, we take that into a lot of different areas of our life. It's not just the holidays. We get obligated by things. We get obligated by our own mindset. We get obligated. And obligation, it's different. Like, well, sure, I have a responsibility to do something. It's different than I'm obligated to do it. And a lot of people debate those two things. However, we want to get to that place so where even with holidays, it's okay for you to just be you. It's okay for you to set boundaries. It's okay for you to kind of take a personal inventory. Look at just where you are in this moment. Now, a lot of times we get locked into traditions, and traditions can be absolutely beautiful. But maybe certain traditions that you're going through, they don't bring that joy anymore. There's not that appreciation. It's a drudgery. And it's okay, though, for you to sometimes change tradition, make a new tradition, do something that's fresh and brand new for you. A lot of times during this time period, and I love holiday movies. I like to sit down and watch certain holiday movies and such. And one movie that I love to watch every year at Christmas is Love Actually. And the reason I like that movie is because it's that you watch this. Yeah, absolutely crazy. I like to see that. You watch movies like that, it makes you feel good. You feel loved, and you feel that happiness. And why is that? Because we want to feel those things. Holiday movies are a great psychological warm embrace for us. We watch, A Christmas Story. Watch It's a Wonderful Life, Miracle on 34th Street, and all of these different movies that we can watch because they make us feel good. They bring about that place where it brings back some of that holiday excitement. It brings back some of those places that we want to feel those things because maybe we don't sometimes in our normal lives. Maybe we don't when we're going to grandma's house. So, but those are good things, and those are good kind of traditions sometimes that we can do because it does make us feel good. you know? But yeah, I do. I love watching Love Actually. I love watching Elf. I watch all those every year. Enjoy every minute of it. But I'm gonna give you 7 tips right now. Okay, kind of like your beginning point of a survival guide for Christmas. But number one, like I was talking about, is take a personal inventory. You want to get in touch with your best self. Think about who you are and how you feel when you feel loved, seen, and really shine out. What are your core values? Focusing your mind this way will help prevent you from taking comments too personally or feeling that your family is a reflection of or on you. The next thing is set boundaries. Get clear on what is acceptable and unacceptable behavior. Distinguish between the little annoyances that you could let slide and the larger issues that may require you to speak up for yourself. Know there's a difference between taking a stand and making a scene. Sometimes you can just say, "I'm uncomfortable with your tone." Keep boundaries loose enough to allow for positive mutual exchanges. This can get hard sometimes for a lot of people, and I have a lot of patients who come and talk to me about when they're like, "Well, I don't want to." When I go to their house, this is exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get berated with this topic. I'm going to be asked about my divorce. I'm going to be asked about what's going on. I'm going to be attacked for how I parent or whatever the case may be. Well, when you know that that's the situation you're going to go into, this is your moment to start developing and setting forth your boundaries of what you're going to allow to be coming into your space or not. You know, we we have that control, and a lot of times we forget that we have that control. You get to decide who's going to be You get to decide who really gets to interact or engage and charge up into your circle. You get to decide that. Now, a lot of people say, well, no, because if somebody just comes and just inserts themselves, well, that's true. Somebody can try to do that, but you're the one that gets to control whether or not they get to actually make connection inside your bubble or not. That's the thing. That's your boundary. You know, a lot of times too, especially with family members, if you can't agree, try empathy. You don't need to agree with your family to get along. Even if you maintain different opinions or values, you can empathize with the feelings underneath. Suppose you have different political beliefs, which in my little run of my family, oh man, our political beliefs are so vastly different, it's insane. So what do? Well, I am not sitting down and picking a political topic right off the bat, I can promise you. I avoid it. I let them have their feeling, I'm going to have my feeling, and we're going to leave it at that. And we have to realize that it's okay for everybody to have their own opinion. But that means it's okay for you to have your own opinion. You don't have to subject yourself to everybody. I mean, we're all different. We're all unique. We all have our own mindset. We all have our own beliefs, and it's okay for you to completely and 100% own yours, embrace yours, and leave it at that. You don't owe everybody else an explanation about why you feel a certain thing, why you want to do a certain thing. That's you. It's your choice. The next thing is instead of being focused on how you are perceived by your family members, consider whether you are seeing who they really are. Often we may be tempted to demonize certain family members. This makes it easier for us to justify our victimhood instead of taking a long, hard, honest look at how our own prejudices or assumptions, expectations, and vulnerabilities may be contributing to the actual conflict that we're experiencing with that family member. And assumptions, all of these things, well, that's true in any situation. It's always going to provide a negative. It's always going to provide something that's going to make things harder to communicate, harder to understand, harder to get to that different place. Next thing is to reframe your narrative. When we feel like a victim, we feel a heavy sense of powerless. But what if you could reframe existing tension as opportunities to open your heart, strengthen your emotional muscles, and increase your flexibility? One way to do this is to view your life as a story and yourself as the star of that story. And every story has an antagonist who challenges the protagonist to stretch and grow beyond his or her comfort zone. So try rooting for yourself the way you root for the hero of your favorite novel or film. What would you like the hero to do or say in response to the abrasive parental criticism, the passive aggressive sibling remark, the complaining child? Reflect on the ways you could grow as an evolving character in your story. Remember, guys, we are the editor of our own story. It's your story. You get to be the superhero if you want to. You get to be that star of your own life. That's a fun thing to think about if you really embrace that. We get to be who we want to be because you get to decide that. Nobody else is deciding that for you. You get to decide that. The last point in my 7 points here is try to keep a sense of humor. Now, when all else fails, consider the words of author Anne Lamott, who said it best in a recent Facebook post she did. She said, "Families, hard, 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 no matter how cherished and astonishing they may also be. At family gatherings where you suddenly feel homicidal or suicidal, remember that in half of all cases, it's a miracle that this annoying person even lived. Earth is forgiveness school. You might as well start at the dinner table. That way, you can do this work in comfortable pants." I like that if you really think about it. But listen, guys, here's the point. We're ramping up for a lot of business. We got just a few weeks away. We got New Year right after that. Focus on this. This is the that chapter that you need to wrap up. This is that chapter that we're going to close out a year. We're going to end up being in that place where we're going to try to celebrate the holidays. You know, we're going to bring about the closing of 2022, and this is your time that you get to have the star of your story. You take on that next new exciting chapter. You get to embrace what you're going to do next year. You get to write what you're going to do next year. Now, we have a lot of new faces down here. Graciela, Alana, Deanna, Kosha, Am, Nikki. So glad to see you. Everybody that's watching out on the other platforms as well. Good to see you and have you here. Um, this week, I definitely want to invite you to be here. We're going to be kind of diving in a little more of this. Today was kind of part one of something. We're going to be going into a lot of different aspects and not just talking about holidays, but you know, one other thing I want to kind of close out with on this topic is this. I can't. The list is too massive to try to put it. And what that list is the amount of people right now that people are hunting, people that are hunting for new relationships, people that are trying to fill voids in their life, people that are trying to capture something new, that have been hurt, that have been all these things from the past. And you guys know that I talk about this a whole lot of how to get past that negativity in your past, the toxicity, the poison, the stuff that we bring in, the bad mindset. And the problem is that a lot of society today, and even how social media runs and all of these things, it's not gearing people up to build up the star of your story. It's building us up to stay in the murk and the mire that we created or that other people have created around us or through us or with us, and then we stay in it. And we make that our norm. That's not your normal. That's not what's intended to be your normal. We have to realize that in order for us to find that different place of solace, that different place of understanding, and that different place of self love and self care and self awareness means we have to be willing to change. We have to be willing to make choices. We have to be willing to make sometimes that really difficult, challenging step to move forward into something that might be scary, that might feel a little fearful, but it's a good fearful if you really look at it. It's something that's going to help elevate you past that rut, elevate you past that cycle of just operating where so many people are operating in a place where they still lie or hedge their bets and cheat and act shallow because, well, that's what they're used to. And that's just what they assume that any new person coming into their life is going to do. We got to get past that. Challenging everybody, all of my patients, all of my friends that come and talk to me. I'm challenging everybody to let let that mindset be something you let go of this year, and don't take it into 2023. Let 2023 truly be that new, fresh ground that you're going to plant some new, fresh seed, and you're going to elevate past the negative mindset that you carry and act within. You're going to get past that negativity that you operate that keeps you down. It keeps you regressing. I don't want to regress anymore. I want to elevate. I want to rise up. I want to feel the magic of the universe that it can build around me and in my life and in my story. I want to be that superhero. I'm going to be the superhero of my own life, and I want you to be the superhero of yours. And that means that you can have the happiness that you truly want. It means that you can have that romantic love relationship that you really want. It means that you can have what you want if you tell yourself that, know it, claim it, embrace it, make it your own. Let it be something that you hold dear in your heart, and you don't let anybody else turn around and try to dictate dictate that to you. Nobody else gets to dictate to you. Nobody else is living your life. Nobody else has your past, and nobody else is going for the exact same goal that you are personally, because we are all uniquely different and creative. And let's hold on to that. Let's definitely hold on to that. Guys, so good to see you here today. I look forward to being back with you tomorrow, right here at 11:30 a.m. I hope your week is starting off lovely, and just remember, try to relax, try to keep things in perspective. Don't let the holidays get you mired down. Just make a plan, keep your boundaries, and just most importantly, love yourself. All right, guys, till tomorrow. Most importantly, be happy, be healthy, be you. Thank you so much, guys. See you tomorrow.